Hi, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. I grew up in a household where I was taught, don't mess around with fireworks. Don't mess around with sparklers or any explosives. That doesn't mean that I didn't mess around with fireworks. I did. My brother loves blowing stuff up. But at the same time, I want you to know, I grew up in a household where my father has a scar on his face from when he was a kid, where he had an accident with some sort of fireworks that exploded right in his face and injured him. So there was a bright line rule growing up in my parents' household: you don't mess with fireworks, don't bring them home, don't light them off, it's prohibited. And you know, my parents' household is in the state of Delaware, where fireworks are not legal unless you're, you know, the professionals lighting off the fireworks on the 4th of July. So I was kind of surprised when I was in Target the other day picking up a few items and I saw the fireworks display with all the boxes of explosives for sale, and I was like, this has got to be some sort of mistake. I mean, this is like, in Delaware, you never see fireworks for sale. This would be like walking into the grocery store and seeing beer for sale. Like, it just doesn't happen, not in Delaware. So I was asking around, and it turns out, I found out from a friend that last month, Delaware passed House Bill 53, and it was signed into law. And now, on the 4th of July and on New Year's, fireworks are legal, ground fireworks. And so I just want to read you, I know it's not the most exciting thing to listen to a lawyer read the law, but this is subsection D of the new law. The sale of wood stick or wire sparklers which produce a shower of sparks upon ignition, and which consist of wire or stick coated with not more than 100 grams of pyrotechnic mixture per item, other handheld or ground-based sparkling devices which are non-explosive and non-aerial, which sometimes produce a crackling or whistling effect, and which contain 75 grams or less of pyrotechnic mixture per tube, or a total of 500 grams or less for multiple tubes. Snakes, glowworms, smoke devices containing 20 grams or less of pyrotechnic mixture, trick noisemakers, party poppers, snappers, drop pops containing 16 milligrams or less of pyrotechnic mixture, limited to persons 18 years of age and older during a 30-day period prior to the allowed use of the items, again, 4th of July, New Year's. And the use of these items shall be limited to July 4th and December 31st of each year. So this was passed. It was a bill sponsored by Representative Joe Miro and signed into law by the governor, John Carney. And I just have to say, as a personal injury lawyer, what a bad idea. We see kids in my law practice all the time who have been injured by exploding devices, by fireworks. And every year we get 1 or 2 or 3 calls for some child who's been significantly injured. And I know, I just read you the number of milligrams of pyrotechnic solution or pyrotechnic powder that is allowable in fireworks. But when you pass a law that significantly limits the amount of pyrotechnic powder in any particular firework, no one is measuring grams or milligrams or anything like that. People in the community just think, oh, fireworks are legal, and then you got little kids losing fingers because they're lighting off M80s. This is a bad idea. I don't think this is a situation where the state of Delaware should have given anybody authority to own or possess fireworks unless they're a permitted professional and they're putting on the fireworks display, for a municipality for 4th of July. I think this is a terrible idea. I know a lot of people are going to send me emails and leave comments saying, well, you're just a stick in the mud, but I see it in my law practice all the time, and I'm quite frankly sick of seeing injured children. So here's my point. If you're going to use fireworks on the 4th of July or New Year's or what have you, do yourself a favor and do everyone else in the community a favor and treat the fireworks like you would a loaded gun. If you would take a Glock 17 and load it and hand it to your kid and say, here, go have fun, then feel free. Take your fireworks and hand them to your kid with a lighter or a pack of matches and let them go have fun. If you wouldn't do that, if you want to be responsible, avoid lawsuits, avoid injuring children, avoid having to deal with lawyers, avoid having to take depositions and having to go to court, then treat the fireworks like you would a loaded gun. Don't let your kids get at them. Don't drink and use fireworks. Don't drink and think you're going to go light off some fireworks. Be responsible. Thanks very much for watching. This is obviously something that I feel strong about. Not that I hate fireworks. I've blown off plenty of fireworks in my life, but the problem from my perspective is children getting hurt, intoxicated adults not properly supervising things. That's what happens on 4th of July. That's what happens on New Year's. We all know it's true, so let's all look out for one another and try and make a safer community. Thanks for watching. I'm Attorney Ben Schwartz. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you have email, preferably not hate mail, but if you have an email and you'd like to say something constructive, my email address is ben.schwartz@schwartzandschwartz.com.